Hey everyone, welcome to the video. Northeast MLB main slate on DraftKings. We have a nice slate tonight. I believe it's 9 games, so it's pretty good size. Anyway, before we continue, if you could leave a like, subscribe to the channel, I'd really appreciate that. Also, feel free to follow me on Twitter at cpen_16. And quick announcement, I am going to have a UFC guy come in and drop a video on Fridays for you guys. So if you guys are into UFC or MMA on DraftKings, I'm going to have a guy that breaks that down. He's going to have a cheat sheet, and he's pretty good at it. So you'll be able to trust him and ask him any questions, and I'll let you know some more information in the upcoming days. So anyway, we have that to look forward to. But anyway, back to the cheat sheet. So as for SP1 tonight, I think it's going to be Justin Verlander. He's 10,800. It's not the best matchup versus the Twins, and he's going to be at Minnesota. But he dominated them last time out with over 30 points, and he has the most K upside of any pitcher on this slate. He's got a 34% K rate. And then versus lefties, he's got a 38% K rate, so that's good versus guys like Kepler and Rosario. So, he's got elite numbers all around. He's an extreme fly-ball pitcher, though, so I wouldn't be surprised if he does give up a home run to a guy like Rosario. But I think the strikeouts are there, and he'll have a pretty good game. And Zach Wheeler, I think he's an interesting pivot off of Verlander. I don't think I'm going to be able to afford both of these guys. But yeah, as I said, big discount off of Verlander, and it's versus the Reds team who's striking out at a 25% clip. And Wheeler's coming off his best game of the year where he was just guns a-blazing. I don't expect that again, but I think Wheeler should have definitely a solid day. And then in the same game, I like Tanner Roark, 7,300. With the Cano out, that's going to leave one less lefty for Roark to face, which is good because he does struggle versus them. He's got some pretty decent numbers versus righties. He doesn't have a lot of strikeout upside, but he's pretty decent versus righties, and there's going to be about 6 of them in the lineup, 5 of them including the pitcher. So I think it's a pretty good matchup for Roark. He should get over 15 points, which is kind of what we're looking for. So I don't expect him to get shelled or anything. And then I know that's the lowest Vegas over/under for implied runs in that game. I believe it's 7.5. So they're not expecting a lot of runs to be scored. Then a catcher, James McCann at 4,000. I swear he's went against a lefty for the past week now, but yeah, again versus lefty, he should be batting cleanup, and Baltimore's bullpen is terrible, so they should feast on that as well once they get to it. And Wellington Castillo, his teammate, just really the same reasons as McCann. And Tyler Flowers, 4,100. He's got great numbers all around with a 200 plus ISO versus left-handed pitching, so all these catchers hit lefties very well. And at first base, Freddie Freeman, 5,100. People shy away from lefty on lefty matchups, but Marjavicius is reverse splits and lets lefties hit him very hard this year so far. And Freeman has over 200 ISO versus lefties. Andy homered versus a lefty yesterday, so I think we get some nice lefty on lefty crime here, and Freddie Freeman might take him yard. And I just love the Braves tonight, as you're going to see soon. And then we have Mitch Moreland at 4,200. Always love lefties versus Montas, and the Sox are at home in Fenway. So it's a good hitter's environment, and Moreland crushes righties with a 232 ISO. And then if you need a punt, 3,300, we have Jesus Aguilar. I know he can't hit himself out of a wet paper bag right now, but he's super cheap and facing off versus lefty Miller Park. So, if you can't do it here, I don't know how he's slumping so bad, but it's a great matchup for him. So all the numbers are saying you should play him, but we'll see. He's really slumping right now, and but he should be batting 5th, I think. Anything lower than that, he's probably going to take him out of consideration. So just be on the lookout for that. Then second base, Ozzie Albies, 4,500. He's awesome versus lefties, and he's going to be leading off, and he has plenty of stolen base upside along with his power. Played him yesterday, and he got the double dong versus the lefty, so I really like Ozzie Albies again. And Stevie Wilkerson, 2,400. I'm not sure why DK hates him this much, but we're just going to keep playing him at 2,400. All he needs is a base hit. It did raise his price a little bit, though. He was 2,200 yesterday, hitting second. So if he's hitting second again, he's a lock. But even batting 6th, it's a great value. Then Hernan Perez, 4,000. Just another Brewer I like versus the lefty. And 224 ISO versus lefties, and he's in a good hitting environment. Then at third base, we have Josh Donaldson, 4,600. Just love the Braves tonight, so they're all in play. Donaldson has always been great versus lefties over his career. Then John Camargo, 3,900. Just another Brave who hits lefties very well. And I should say Marjavicius has been pretty decent versus, not Marjavicius, Marjavicius, yeah. And then he's been pretty good versus righties this year, but I'm going to take the Brewers righties over him. I think I think they have the advantage there. And then Rafael Devers at 4,000. As with Moreland, I love the lefties in the spot, and Devers has almost a 200 ISO versus righties, so makes a lot of sense to use him. Although I would probably prefer Camargo whoever's hitting higher in the order, but they're all good plays. Then at shortstop is Corey Seager, 3,900. It's not a good park for him in San Francisco, but he's cheap and I like him versus righties. Then Alberto Mondesi, 5,200. He hits righties very well with a 202 ISO, and I just love his stolen base upside. So he's got that power and speed upside we love in DFS. And then Hernan Perez already went over. Then in the extensive outfield, there wasn't really any 5,000 guys I was looking to really spend up on, so I just kind of have a bunch of 4,000 guys. So Andrew Benintendi at 4,600. He's just one of my favorite plays today. As I said earlier, I love the lefties versus Montas, and he's going to be really cheap, and he's always leading off, so I think he's an awesome play today. Then Charlie Blackmon, 4,900. A lot of people don't play him when he's out of Coors, but I think it's a really good matchup versus Davies, who gives it up versus lefties, and Blackmon hits righties very well. He's got about 230 ISO versus them. And Miller Park's good for offense, so I like him today. Ronald Acuna, 4,900. Just love the Braves, and he has over 300 ISO versus lefties. And mid-range outfield, we have Michael Brantley, a guy we've been playing a lot this year. And I do like the Astros tonight. I don't really have any of them listed, but I think they're a good stack tonight versus Rizzi. And Brantley gets the lefty on righty matchup, and he's a guy I've played a lot this year, so let's keep doing it. He puts the ball in play. He's an elite contact hitter, doesn't strike out a lot, so that's why I really like him. And Chris Davis, 4,300. Continues just to be too cheap, and I do like him better versus righties, but he's still fine versus lefties. And he sees a park boost in Boston. Then the Brewers outfield, I think they're like 4,300, 4,700, something around there. And just like Kane and Braun versus lefties. And value outfield, we have Stevie Wilkerson, 2,400. We already went over him. John Camargo, we already went over him. Joey Rickard, 3,600. He could be leading off versus lefties, so it's going to be a little interested in that. And Jackie Bradley Jr., 3,100. Just a really cheap lefty versus Montas. And then if we come over here, we'll look at some of the core plays. So there's no weather as I saw right now. I know the Braves game is really good hitting weather, so that's another reason I really like the Braves today. I believe they do have the highest implied total of over 5, so Vegas agrees as well. And then the core players right now are going to be Verlander, Albies, Benintendi, and Wilkerson as of right now. And the top stacks are going to be the Braves, the Red Sox, the Brewers, and the White Sox. I know I don't have any really much White Sox listed because they're just so expensive. Like Tim Anderson's 5,600, and Jose Abreu's 5,000. So I mean, it's hard to pay up that much for those guys. But if you can, I don't mind them at all. And yeah, so anyway, that's going to be it for the video, guys. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below. Remember to follow me on Twitter at cpen_16. You can hit me up on there. And remember to leave a like, subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate that. And good luck today.